mammoth fintech company, the most celebrated unicorn of India, and as we fondly know it as Paytm. Paytm or Pay Through Mobile. Paytm Bank has been barred by RBI to accept any more deposits or to onboard any new customers. Hi guys, this is Pragya, and today we are talking about Paytm, Pay Through Mobile, a company which was launched in 2010, and the wallet system which was launched in 2011 has become a favorite amongst users. If you're not a user of Paytm, you would have at least paid a merchant who was in turn a user of Paytm. So Paytm reaches around 150 million people and around 1.5 billion transactions per month. That's the size of the company. That's how huge Paytm became, and that's how important a part of our life it became. But what went wrong with Paytm? See, Paytm, when it was launched as a wallet, it was an instant hit. You could just top up your wallet and then make your electricity, then pay electricity bills, your mobile dues, all of that through Paytm. They started doing different businesses, and there was a Paytm market where you could buy stuff from. So Paytm ventured, Paytm diversified, Paytm grew. Game changer was onboarding merchants. Now they were given a QR code, and you could just scan the QR code and make the payment, and it will go to the bank account linked with the QR code. No hassle of cash, not to pay change, and with demonetization, the impact that Paytm made was huge. Now, Paytm was backed by Alibaba, Ant Group, and SoftBank, all Chinese entities. So there was this one Chinese relation that already existed for Paytm, but that's not why it was barred, or that is not why Paytm has now been asked not to onboard customers. See, when it started operating, people or agents of Paytm were paid money to get or to onboard new merchants and to onboard new customers. And as you were given a QR code as a merchant, your nodal bank account to which the money goes, by default became Paytm Bank. Paytm Bank, which got its license from RBI to operate as a payment bank. Now, all users of Paytm were by default made Paytm Bank account holders. There was a clause when they were onboarding merchants and onboarding users, and so even though KYC was required, RBI subsequently found out negligence when it comes to checking or verifying those KYC documents. KYC, or Know Your Customer, is one of those tools through which money laundering is prevented. There are regulatory compliances to be followed by banks with regard to KYC, which were flouted by Paytm. As we move further, in June 2018, RBI found material non-compliances when it came to these KYC documents, and so Paytm was barred from onboarding new customers. Same thing happened in 2018 June, but Paytm responded and submitted a compliance report, after which the ban was lifted by the end of the year. But at the end of 2021, RBI imposed a fine of 1 crore on Paytm because Paytm had not submitted correct information. There were cybersecurity concerns. There was this line between group entities and Paytm was somewhat blurred. And there were material supervisory concerns when it came to opening of the accounts and how the records were maintained. And there were transactions in accounts without KYC, without any document, or there were one KYC document linked through various accounts, and almost transactions of 1 crore was taking place, which was not in tune with the regulatory guidelines. That is why RBI imposed a fine. But Paytm did not learn its lesson, and so it continued doing what it was already doing. There were a huge user base, and the volume of transactions was huge. So Paytm kept on succeeding. 197 also launched its IPO, but in the first day itself, almost 40,000 crore rupees were lost. The share price fell down and investors lost money. The tune of money lost is equal to almost the market capitalization of some companies, but Paytm still did not correct its way. In October 2023, a fine of for over 5 crores was again imposed on Paytm. Same regulatory non-compliances, material supervisory concerns, but Paytm continued to do its way. After 6 years of constant supervision, constant reprimand, and two fines imposed, yet Paytm did not learn the lesson. So RBI had to be harsh. RBI had to take the decision of stopping Paytm from onboarding any new customers or accepting any new deposits. The Paytm Bank, which is the nodal bank for all the Paytm users, cannot transact after February 29. And that is the decision taken by RBI. That is the punishment meted out to Paytm, and it is because Paytm did not and continuously and constantly did not follow RBI guidelines when it came to KYC norms, when it came to regulatory compliances. So now what happens? As a user, of course, you can always shift your account. There are other wallets available. There are UPI wallets like Bharat Pay, Phone Pay, and Google Pay, which you can use to transact. The merchants are the ones who are going to suffer here because Paytm has a huge user base, like I mentioned before, and now they have to change the QR codes because the nodal bank shifts from Paytm Bank to any other bank. Now, Bharat Pay and Phone Pay use Yes Bank and HDFC Bank. So these banks are the most gainers. But any other bank who takes on the responsibility of being the nodal bank has two issues at bay. First, the volume of transactions need to be handled because that is the kind of technology they'll need to handle the kind of transactions. Secondly, while Paytm flouted KYC concerns, now when they're onboarding these merchants into their bank, they need to check the KYC and it will take time. So unless the time is given by RBI or they are given an immunity against those accounts or against those regulatory compliances and given a certain timeline to meet the compliances, they will face problem. The merchants are going to face problem, and now it depends on Paytm as to how it is going to shift its nodal bank and how it is going to comply with the guidelines. Further, there is an erosion of investors' money because the share price of 197 has gone down more than 35% in only two trading sessions. So this is all about Paytm. What happens next is for us to watch, but we do hope that the pioneer in fintech, the pioneer in UPI or wallet system comes out of this, takes regulatory guidelines seriously because you see, no matter how big you are, the law always catches up. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed yet and hit like. Bye.